the shoot.
Yeah! Oh, wait, they
Oh,
hear us now?
wait, can
They
you hear us
hear us
now?
now.
Oh shit, they can hear us.
They
Okay,
hear us now.
so
Oh my god!
let's go.
Welcome everyone. We
Welcome
apologize
back.
for the technical difficulties as well as the delay here. But welcome everyone to Vixalis Space Cup Refracted. Yay!
Yay!
It is day 1. And right now, at least, I think there should be a show match going on. I don't know if it started yet because obviously we also have technical difficulties over here, which we are now famous for. But
Yeah.
on 8 p.m. SGT, there will be a live game between Premier Face and Ascendants as well, and 9 p.m. between Serenity Omega and Solaris.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now wait. So?
Yeah, so now there should be a show match going on, and I'm not sure which map they're playing, but yeah.
Well, it
So
appears
we have
that
been told that we have to keep talking about the game. So
so
here we are, guys. So we are your streamers today, Zen and Jun. We forgot to introduce ourselves for the second time
yes,
since the
for the
first
second
time
time.
we were still muted, apparently.
Yes.
And yeah, I am Zen, and
I'm Jun, and
yep,
this is as broken as my graphics card.
yeah. But what a beautiful graphics card here. So
Yeah, it's kind
is
of
it NVIDIA?
slightly.
Is this NVIDIA or something?
Yeah, it is a Zotac NVIDIA.
Oh, no idea what that is. I only know NVIDIA, bro, because I'm not a PC guy. As
Not
you know,
PC
I'm
guy.
streaming from a MacBook. You know, I'm more of a Mac person, unfortunately.
I scratched my mouse pad on accident.
So we're gonna bring something interesting here. I'm gonna show you. I have a colander on my table. So this is what you use to wash vegetables. It's pop out. Look at that. It can pop out. Technology. This is technology. Brilliant.
Technology.
Absolutely amazing. We love this. Anyways, like yeah, like how's the weather today? You know, and you're in Singapore. Yeah, how's the weather in Singapore, bro? I'm in
It's
Australia right now.
pretty windy, but
Pretty windy. Yeah.
warm as usual. Really warm.
Oh,
In fact,
quite
I regret
nice.
wearing this shirt.
I miss the warm weather, man. Like Australia is really cold. It's like
Yeah,
what 4
yeah,
degrees?
yeah.
Yeah, it's life, man. Is the game gonna start?
Let me check with the admin.
Oh, the game's not starting. Oh, we have to continue talking, Jun. All right, so
Oh,
let's
no,
talk about
okay.
something interesting. Let's
So,
talk about women. I'm kidding. Sorry, we love women
women?
here. We
Yes,
love
of
all
course.
genders, men, women, and non-men,
Okay.
non-binary. We love everybody.
Okay. So
Oh, the game has started.
game
It's
has started.
1-0. Oh,
Why is it
we
1-0?
apologize.
We
The game has
missed
started.
something. What happened?
Oh, we've been told it is not 1-0, and there is a best of 3. Corrode, Lotus, and Breeze.
Best of 3. Interesting.
And we are playing on Summit. So,
Summit.
of course, the overlay as well. It joins in on the fun because, as we know, we are famous for technical difficulties, and the overlay must join in too. And
Indeed.
it is not 1-0, it is 0-0, and it's a pistol round. So, the game is starting.
So now let's talk about the lineups.
Yep, lineups. So Scott is playing Mix, his favorite agent, of course. Which second favorite agent because Whaley is
I've never seen him play Mix in my life, so
he's
that says anything.
And
but,
yeah.
And
they
have a harbor. Do you think Reina's team will have a benefit in having a harbor?
Ooh, I think the harbor is really interesting here because it creates interesting angles on the map. As we know, Summit's a new map as well as so many different angles on site. So the harbor wall can isolate and create new off angles to play off. So we'll see whether Team Reina will be able to utilize it. So the pistol round starts, and we see Team Scott going for a full B rush here, but they're slowed down by the harbor wall.
Oh, Marth is waiting for a pop flash. And Neo just tanks the molly for some reason.
Dies to a molly. What an interesting play by the harbor.
And now...
And it's a 5v2
Team Reina has lost the entire side. And it appears that Chen is not in the game.
And that's nice. That is unfortunate.
I'm too far.
What
nice 3k though, coming from Kyle. Good 3k to start the round, and it's actually 1-0 now. So actually the overlay was pretty smart. It really predicted the score.
It predicted the score, yeah.
The overlay knew what was up, man. That was pretty good. After a buy round.
So are they going to buy up or are they going to?
They're buying up. And
Scott is not buying to it.
So the defender sides they're buying as well, half buy. So interesting purchase here.
Who will I spot
so Solo wants to make a difference in this round. Oh no, everyone's buying. So this is going to be a forced buy from the defense as well.
I don't really fancy them splitting up on losing the round.
No, they're going together. I see. Oh, whoa. Team Scott here with a really fast take onto whatever the name of this place is. I'm sorry, I don't play this map either. They're going to spawn.
Oh, they're doing what I always ask them to do. They're running through
It's
spawn.
amazing. Wow.
Look, now they're gonna catch them and rotate in spawn.
They're running all the way to
and
B. Oh, the Bucky gets
no,
one.
no,
The
no.
is 3-2.
How does he get two?
And now it's suddenly a 2v2
Oh, that's-
here. But it's a free
That's
empty.
really, really bad.
So will Team Reina be able to get the retake here on a 2v2? Because they have guns. Remember, they have guns. This is gonna be an interesting one.
But yeah, they don't have a smoke to smoke off main here. So retake defusing here might be a bit
Right
of an
here.
issue unless they get an early pick.
Yep.
But I don't really like the pace they're going at. It's really, really slow. They are
Reina
being
can be-
overly cautious here.
Over there.
The dash does clear most of sight, so they should know now that
No.
there's
One
two
enemy
players
remaining.
in main. One gets taken down
enemy
on
remaining.
site.
and me.
Oh, what a nice shot.
1v1.
I think the out was a little
Vector
early.
here.
though.
Oh,
Or unless he
player
just
wins the battle.
lose him.
a brilliant 4K to win the round. Save the round for Team Scott for a 2-0 start. Such an interesting game so far. 2 rounds and we have so much action, right?
Yeah, and like in our games, I always like to ask them to run it down mid. Like
Yeah.
run it down mid into their spawn and then just try to catch the rotates because the enemies will,
Yes.
let's say just now that round, they tried to rush A lane and they gave the defenders the impression that they were rushing to A. But then
Yes.
they just ran through the spawn. But the only problem was that Neo managed to catch them off guard with a Bucky for some reason.
Yeah.
They didn't clear out properly or like reflect properly. And they lost too many numbers.
Scanning ahead.
But the
Now
round still
Team
worked out
Scott
for
are rushing
them.
A again here. And this time they will be taking the site directly. Take down
They
one
have
and
control of
get
quad, but they're going to get quadruple
really out
outlet.
here. It's gonna trap quite a few.
It's
And they
lethal.
flood out.
Down
Team
A.
Reina floods out.
One enemy remaining.
And
Rob be able to
Iron
push
just,
us out.
what is just
And
wiped
no,
out
no.
here. Brilliant shot
That's
by
really
entirely
unfortunate.
Team Reina to close out the round. What a round, guys.
Last round in the half.
Next. Will they be buying an op? I'm pretty sure they have money to buy an op.
Oh, this is Swift play.
It's Sifley, yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
know that. Well,
We
my
were
fault.
not informed about that.
Yeah, it's a Swift play. I heard last round of the
Swift play.
round, it's a Swift play. Oh,
I
unfortunate.
genuinely thought they were on the anti-eco like 2 rounds ago.
There's no anti-eco. Everyone's buying.
Show
Everyone's
Oh,
buying.
unfortunate. There's no bonus round. There's nothing. Everyone's buying every round. No wonder they have so much money. I was just like, how do they have money to afford Vandals? Anyways, the round starts again, and Team Scott, really surprised, they're going A again. And they're rushing this time, but Team Reina prepared. There's 3 on the site. Do they know?
They commit an out on site. Try to flush the defender out.
Oh, that's
And
not the
what a
best
bad
entry.
Central.
You're dead.
Oh, this guy needs to take some
But they do
lessons
have side
from,
though.
from Jing
Are they
first.
aware of the Solar close? Yeah.
So it gets cleared out. And it's a 5v4. Oh, 5v3. And they're planting. Oh,
Or what, an overpeak by me.
Into the deep.
5v2. But they're committing the what do you call it? Harbor
Oh,
out.
the,
And
it seems that Neo
that's
missed his
nothing.
hover out.
Nice try, but unfortunately, Team
Awesome.
Scott got better this round, unfortunately.
Yeah, it seems that Scott's team are playing really,
Switching
really
sides.
aggressive. They're just committing to the attack. Which
Um,
means they are winning their 5v3s, 5v2s on the side.
Oh, okay. It turns out we've had some complaints that the game audio is missing, so we'll see if that's being fixed. Yeah. If you check the
Yeah.
to
So
check.
I'll give it a check real quick.
So yeah, if you can only hear us, we apologize. There are still some technical difficulties. Hopefully, will be solved by the actual game. Well, so by the official match. Anyways, we are on to the second half here because it's a swift play, and interesting position by Raze by the door. Is he gonna get killed by the ISO? Put your money down, guys, because
What
I'm
are they
betting 50
intending to
bucks
do?
that this Raze will get killed by his own teammate.
Oh, himself!
Oh, he's killing himself. Oh, 45. They're nerfing himself.
Is some hidden strategy to get multi points? I don't know. Yeah.
But Kyle here.
And it appears that
Kyle with
Spike
2k to
down.
hold
Oh,
on.
he's catching everyone off guard.
But he gets traded out. It's a 2v3 now.
so he already
They
wants
trying to find the chamber here. Chamber does not know. He does not know. It's a 2v2 retake. Maybe the race kill was strat. It was for morale, right? And it's a 2v2 and retake. They're going at a really fast pace here. Playing up.
Last
Look at the
player
positions here.
standing.
I don't really fancy this, but it appears they won the gamble of taking the 1v1s.
Yep.
And now they're just playing this one. They're gonna swing together. Yeah, what a good trade.
Good setup. And Team Reina gets one more round back. 3-2 now. Still match point for Team Scott.
Well, now they have a power out.
No
It
chance.
Let's see
seems that they're
what more
gonna.
fun shenanigans that Team Scott will be up to this round. Will they kill themselves again? Well, unfortunately, this race better start getting some kills or you get flamed. But it's
So it
okay.
looks like they're
We're
trying to
very
harbor out B.
here.
But do they know that there's no one B?
Yep. Oh, Team Scott are prepping for a full mid fight
Stay
here.
in the moment.
We've been told that the game audio is there, so the production has no idea what you're
Don't
talking about.
place.
Anyways, the round continues, and they're going for full B exec, and
And they're
down
going
to
for
wall.
advantage. The only no side skirt,
Please
and they're
stop
playing a
killing
5-5
yourself.
retake.
Life is worth living.
Planted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I should let you talk. My bad, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, they take the site, and
And
the
it appears that
5v3.
Carl is equaling for some apparent reason.
Yep,
He was on the sheriff.
saving for up here. And the retake is gonna go to
And
Nelson.
JJ is jump picking, but does she know there's someone right
Out the
behind the
wall.
wall? She just repositions.
3v4.
Or engagement.
Oh,
Do
two-
they?
wait, I don't
Will they
think
work for each other?
You know, oh,
Oh,
the harbor TP's out.
what a bit.
It's you
Slayer
and
was a
me.
good kill with the Marshall. ISO out here.
One
They're running out
enemy
of time.
remaining. Last
think
player
he's gonna get it.
standing.
Yeah, and top
And
takes down.
ISO
and
wins the
round.
fight. Ooh, nice 4K from Slayer. But unfortunately, it's not enough to win the round as they need to defuse the bomb. Seems like they forgot about the goal, but that's okay. Because it's 3-3.
Well,
Both teams are
eventually even it
level.
out. And it appears that
So let's see.
the chamber on Reina's team is dying off.
That's a good spot.
Yeah. They want to go for an attack up here to catch them off guard. But will they be able to kill Slayer, who's on a rampage this game? 13-3 in 6
Get ready.
rounds. This guy
They're
is
coming back.
Aspas. But maybe
Aspas?
the Asian version, I guess. Yep, Aspas, bro. And Team Reina
I
going
think
for a
they-
B hit.
We're gonna have
Don't
a
spot out.
B engagement.
Fast rotations here from Team Scott into B. As they're preparing themselves for the exit.
Is he gonna tank the? Oh, he just tanked the.
Ooh,
Nade.
he
What?
kills the Phoenix.
What's Muff doing?
Oh, he needs to open his eyes, man. He flashed himself in real life.
He misses such a.
Oh,
And yeah, face
Fun
is
here.
disconnected.
it slows down the exit. They can't go B.
But he's not dead.
Team
They
Reina
think he's
has
hiding in the
to look
corner.
for another Look for another opening here. Team
Oh,
Reina
he's
gonna
dead.
start exploring mid here, where
Oh.
Kyle is waiting for them with open arms. He's
have
gonna
the
kill
spike.
all of them if he sees them. So they have to be careful. Oh, but the up, they don't
Kyle's
expect the up. It's
gone.
now a 4v4 again. And mid is opened up. Team Scott must react here as they rush to cover mid. Team Reina try to re-hit B. And the dust settles and we're just chilling. 30 seconds, man. Look at the time. Oh, but the really nice burst here from the Wailing.
30
Oh.
seconds left.
Close the
Team
door.
Reina just decided that they will go for an A hit, and Team Scott has read it
Oh,
perfectly
the bomb
well.
is going A. The bomb is going A here. Oh, they're going for a B fake with the wall. And
But Scott's
oh,
team had
Oh.
well the aim, no? No, they're getting
but they're
baited.
going back to B. Oh,
Oh, they
there's
got
a
baited by the
tactical
harbor wall.
masterclass from Team
10
Reina
seconds left.
to get the A side. And Slayer
So they
gets
get
the
another
kill.
kill.
Oh, it's just Aspas. Look at the hold. It's gonna be perfect. He's gonna get one. He's gonna get one. Nope. He's not peeking.
Oh,
That's
he's
right.
getting-
Don't
oh.
peek Aspas, man. Don't peek him.
But he loses
Anyway,
his shield.
3v3 and they're going to save question mark? What are they? Nope, they're going back. They're going safe now. Just speed the hell up. The bomb is gonna go off, bro. Yeah.
I don't think they are aware that there's no one clear.
Up. You don't know the off.
Enemy remaining.
Boom! One.
One more shot. Give me one more.
One more.
Yo, he's sniping him. He's sniping him. Damn.
Oh.
Just giving Scott a piece of it. Oh,
Oh, it's a knife battle.
he missed it. Oh. Yeah, they got him.
And
They got
he
him.
ganked.
They got him. Neo gets Scott. And Reina are
That's
making a
Neil's
comeback
second
happen.
knife kill this game.
Take aim,
Match
set
point now for
fire.
Reina.
Let's not complicate
And
it.
Scott and his team needs to lock in. Unfortunately, Slayer's heroics aren't enough for them to get the lead, and now there
A
is
gift.
another round, and Team Reina are looking to go A, I think. 2 people in spawn, just having fun. Oh, 4 people in spawn. I can't really
4
tell.
people in spawn.
4 people in spawn, and Team Scott as well, just chilling AFK.
Focus.
Not sure what they're doing, but they better wake up, man. The round is starting.
Teleport's ready.
These people are so unprofessional, right? Just kidding. We love all of them. We are all for inclusivity. Yes. Anyways, Chamber peeks mid
Yes.
here. Will he get one? Gets smoked off. So Team Scott gets mid control.
Deploying
Chamber
drone.
TP's
Chamber
out.
is too big.
Now it's not available.
So it's-
There's 2 pushing up mid. They have mid control. They should be aware they're not mid.
Yep.
And
Oh,
that's the second
what a
tail
molly.
molecule of the game.
Good molly
how-
from Kyle here to
how-
kill the Sova.
How it's happening, I have no idea.
Oh,
Like, it
fight's
looks really good for the attackers right
Cutting
now.
again.
They have
He
so
did
much
get one.
control. They're aware of Slayer's position. But does he know... Do they know that TV position to quad? I don't think
Still
they're
an
aware.
A here. They still have to deal with him. They still have to deal with him.
Well, how's going to break loose if the wall goes down?
One enemy remaining.
Oh,
And
what a
he's-
shot! What a shot! And that's the round for Team Scott. Brilliant heroics here from Slayer to get the 3K to win the round. It's 4-4,
Sudden
match point for
death.
either team. For
Well,
both
it's
teams.
a very
actually.
last round. This round's
Very last
decided
round.
all.
Of course, the round must end in OT. 4-4 now. Whoever wins, it will be 5-4. And the winner of the show match will be defined by this round. So it'll be a very tense moment here for both teams, but apparently not because some people on Team Scott are still in spawn because they are amazing people. Just kidding. I mean, wait, no, just kidding. They are amazing people. Yeah. Anyways, Jun, what do you think of the game so far? I think it's been good, right? It's an entertaining show match.
Yeah. They've shown some really strange
Yeah.
strategies.
Definitely, for sure.
Say
Just
the
rushing,
least.
right? Just rushing.
Yeah,
I mean, of course,
pretty
they
much.
must cosplay bronzes, you know? It's
I
part of the
think-
plan. You have to cosplay bronzes in this elo. I mean, in this kind of match.
It looks like they are going to do a 5-minute this round.
Team Renner going
You
for
want
a
the-
fast mid push here. Oh, it's a knife fight!
it's
It's
a
a knife
knife
fight!
fight.
Oh,
Oh,
the shorty!
he's just
The
got it.
shorty from Neo! Gets Scott. Scott gets scammed here. They feel betrayed.
And they are walking out of mid.
Oh, but they don't spot him.
Oh,
Here.
They get suppressed.
it's a knife battle.
Knife battle. Oh, I can't tell what's
Oh,
going
the
on.
stun. I'm not sure if that's allowed.
Everyone is stunned. It's a 5v3 here for Reyna.
Hey,
Oh,
he's
they pick the knives out. They're betraying them. Do you have no dignity, man? Do you have no dignity? Where is your integrity? I'm rooting for Wall to win this fight here. Oh, he loses, unfortunate. It's a 1v5.
And
Can he do it?
he's
And he's AFK!
disconnected.
I think
He's
that's it.
disconnected.
He's disconnected. Well, I mean, what a way for the game to end here.
Flawless.
GG's.
And that ends.
Attackers win.
That is Team Reyna pulling the comeback, 5-4.
Really anticlimactic end, if you ask me.
Yeah. But that was a great game, I
Well-
think. 5-4. It's a very
Ye-
good
ye-
comeback from Team Reyna. And we hope you guys all enjoyed the games. And very soon we'll be actually having a real match between two actually good teams instead of whatever this garbage was. Just kidding. But I'm so sorry. I have to blame everyone. Like, I mean, it's just like
Hey,
they're
they're
rushing
trying their
side.
best. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
so now
I think that's it from me and Jun. We appreciate all of you
we'll-
for watching, tuning into the stream today.
we
Yeah,
apologize
so
again for the
any last
technical
words from you?
difficulties. We will try our best to sort out whatever remaining issues we have, but I'm pretty sure most
Mhm.
of the issues are settled. So thank you for watching. We will be back in 11 minutes. Yes.
Thank you guys.
Thank
We'll
you.
be back with different casters this time. Professional casters.
Yeah, real
Goodbye,
casters,
guys.
not some
See you guys next time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first day, sorry, of the Vexillus Space Cup Refracted. My name is Alex, your play-by-play caster for today, here with my co-caster Number. How we doing today, Number?
Hello everyone, hello Alex. I'm doing very well today. I'm really excited for this entire tournament. I mean, we've got some amazing faces there. You look at some of the skill level we have over on the teams here, and this is set to be not only a great day one, but a great Vixalis esports tournament as a whole.
Indeed. I mean, day one so far, we have four teams of insane caliber. First up, foremost, our first matchup of today is Pummerface versus Descendants. And then right after that is the storied Kings and hardened veterans of Serenity Cup Showdown competitors, Solaris and Serenity Omega. So this is gonna be definitely a crazy day one. But let's first focus on Pammerface versus Descendants. Now, Number, what can you tell me about these two teams?
Yeah, I mean, these two teams have been seeded very well, both in our Group A. Pammerface, the third seed out of all of the teams here in the tournament. Descendants, 15th. Some of the lowest tiers, in fact, the second lowest seeded team in our league. But this could be a great way to set up for an upset. And as we go into map bans now, you can see Descendants. I mean, this is an interesting sort of lineup with the Clove, and as we'll go to Lotus as our first map, which is a map that really allows for a lot of these teams to go fully into them and do some crazy stuff, and that's what we're starting to see a bit with Descendants with this Clove pick.
Now, I am a big hater of Clove, but I will not deny its specialty, especially on a map like a Lotus. I mean, that not dead yet really does help out a ton, especially if you're down in man advantage. And I mean, that's gonna be probably the priority for this composition. It's a very fast-paced comp, so obviously you'll need an aggressive smoker to go along with it. While I will prefer Omen over Clove any day, I do still see the value that Clove can give to a team, especially when it comes to that metal, especially weakening any agent or any player that's playing in a ratty corner, you know?
Yeah, indeed. And actually, something that's really surprised me about this defender side, actually, no, I did see the raise just at the end, Potato going onto that raise, but from a lot of it looked like they were not going to run the raise. But as well, Cherish My Love going onto the mix is, again, another interesting choice. We were seeing the hovers of Clove, but now this mix, and it's going up against the double smoker of a Viper and the Clove. So it's going to be really interesting to see how these teams play against each other.
Definitely going to be interesting to see how these two compositions will play out, especially changes of ideology. I mean, subbing out the Chamber for a Vice, it's interesting to say the least, especially since I would really prefer a Vice over a Chamber on this map, especially with how the fine control works and all that stuff. But I mean, I'm excited to see how, I guess, Chamber's going to go along with this, you know?
Yeah, and I suppose for a Descendants, you look at the team with the Rays and the Neon, it's going to be a very fast, aggressive style. And this is where the Chamber really comes in and thrives against teams that are wanting to play a style, wanting to push out. But it's actually going to be a Pammerface defending side. So it's going to be interesting to see. And as Descendants have such a, I don't want to say an advantage when it comes to this attack side, but this is a really good attack side for teams that want to go aggressive, and so it's going to be really interesting to see how Pammerface is able to deal with this on defense.
I think their only weakness across for Pammerface is probably the range of the Clove smokes, but I mean, you still have that Viper to relish that kind of control, especially since I'm assuming their wall is going to be the one from B main all the way to A stairs. So I'm pretty sure that wall will be the perfect wall to hold down the B and A side, and then we just leave Clove towards the C side to hopefully smoke off the main. But again, there is still the massive hole in their defense. If, of course, they place the Viper wall wrong, Descendants can easily use that against them, and they just keep pushing forward onto the side or catch them off guard, you know?
Yeah, agreed. But again, with this Vice, it's It's a lot of defensive stability for Face. It's very stable, very solid defense, and as well, if you're putting the Vise onto the C site, it's classic, but also that could mean that it's readable. And so this is one of the big problems with if you want to run this Vise, is how can you make it unreadable and so that teams like Descendants don't just run in, break all the util, and have basically a free C site, but as well, it's going to be coming down to changing of positions. You know, if you want to go to B, if you want to go to A, and set up those walls, those thorns, the flash. There's a lot you could do with the Vise compared to with the chamber, but it just depends on what you want to do with how you want to play. If you want to play faster, if you want to play a slower, more stable approach. So it's going to be interesting to see how this first game goes.
That is definitely interesting. I do hope that this. I really don't know how this game's gonna go. I mean, they're both, at least they're both sharing a single initiator, and that's Fade. You know, Fade has always been meta on Lotus, and I think that will never change. I hope not, though. I hope never.
Yeah, no, Fade is so good for this map. It's one of the big things with Fade is controlling these A push-ups, right? When a defensive team wants to come forward and try and fight for this rubble space, Fade is always good with the eye into the corner to see if anyone is pushing up, and then the C's, the dogs. It's such good early information that it's difficult for defensive teams to really come forward onto us. But as well, it's just a solid pick everywhere. There's so much value you can get from that Fade eye, so many different positions that teams always have to be constantly looking out for. And that's not even talking about the value she can get from her C's, her dogs, and her role. You know, it's 3 really good bits of util for this map, and as good as Fade can be just all over, it's on every map is what I mean. Lotus has always been the home of Fade, and so it's going to be really nice to see her, and I don't think it's going to be changing anytime soon unless there's going to be some big nerfs planned for Fade, which I'm hoping not.
I hope not as well. I mean, I love Fade with all my heart, and I would probably always play Fade on Lotus if I ever got the chance. I mean, I usually play Vice there anyway. But what I want to talk about here is the mix pick. I mean, what do you? I mean, you mentioned it a bit earlier ago when we first saw the agents. But like, I want to ask you, like, what do you think is the mix's value, like, for you personally?
I mean, it's difficult to really say. We saw Mix come through the first VCT mix with Forsaken on Paper X again in their match against T1 in the match that they ended up losing, but they won the map. So, but I think Mix in lobbies like this and with tournaments like this, it's going to offer a lot with that heal. You know, the stun on the Mix bot isn't going to do too much, but the heal will provide a lot of stuff. Plus, that isn't a bad smoke at all. So it's going to be interesting to see. The stim is a bit useless. I'll say it as it is. It's not the greatest thing, but that ultimate as well. I believe it's called the Soundwave. It's not a bad ult, but it's not something that's really going to get you as much value as, you know, a Viper or anything different. But we'll go in and we'll see how this mix really unfolds.
Definitely, here we are going straight forward into a Pug Potato already finding one with a nade, and the Clove already finding the smoker, so that's down to a 3v5 already. Stunning into less than just 5 seconds into the game. Pushing forward is Burnt Toast, but AP Wet Assault does get the kill. Rock following with a shorty in hand, taking down Wet Assault right away. Now the plan will be going down straight into a 2v4 now. And it looks like they'll just go in him with a post plan, but no, the defensive side will take the pistol.
Yeah, really nicely played from Pammerface on the defense, just to go and push up B main with 2 and able to find a kill there. Potato getting that nade, I'm not sure where that nade was, but it was good enough to get that first pick. And Descent didn't really have a plan B for that and weren't really preparing for it, and you could really see it, but very well played from Pammerface to get up and into that early aggression, but early aggression as to where Descendants won't expect it, and so really nice. And you can see towards the end of the round they sort of panicked, they tried to hit this A site really quick, and Wet Soul was just there, the easy kill for him.
True, and I think in that kind of like 2v5 scenario, I think it would have been just I think it was a good idea that they get the spike down. Overall, I think they just sort of just like you said, they just sort of panicked towards the end. Now here we can see the defensive side pushing towards C mount, and they already have a lot of C mount and C main control. However, they do leave A a little bit open for the taking, so they're just gonna continue to push forward. Is I believe the I'm not sure which team. I forgot. Sorry, I had a massive brain fart. But look at this. They are going in for a damn good pinch. Rice already taking down one, but two of the attackers taking down two of the defenders. So man advantage in the way of the attackers. Now they're gonna push forward into the C side while the rest of the defenders scramble to rotate over.
Yeah, very, very well played there from Descendants. Really just waiting for the push to come through from Palmerface. Knew they'd get way too aggressive and punish that really nicely, but the retake is going to be difficult. There's one going down, but Burnt Toast and Cherish My Love finding kills, and it looks like it's going to be a thrifty win here for the attacker side, unless the Clove can do something about it, but 37 HP is not going to be too much, although Meek Mink will fall.
This could be it, unless Cherish My Love can try to push the smoke in. The time is going away. Cherish My Love, you should start pushing that smoke, but you do not push it! A clutch from the Clove player of the defensive defensive side, and that's the second round for the defensive team.
I mean, 1v1 gambles have the option to make you look like a hero or a zero. And for Cherish My Love, it made them look like a zero there. Just gambled on the spike not being stuck, and yet somehow this turned from a Descendants thrifty win into Hammerface going 2-0, but it's good enough that they do a lot of eco damage there.
Now going straight into the bonus of Descendants. They look to try to push up towards A Rubble. They already have all of A Rubble control, which is very, very well executed. Now they're going to push straight into Tree, but the Thorns will stop him for the time being. But Wetzel is right there waiting. And Wetzel takes down Rock. And looks like they're just going to try to continue push forward, but Burnt Toast will take him down. Meek as well, finding down the Clove. 3v4 now. Berto's finding yet another until, of course, Rice is still finding one. So still 3v2, keeping it close. Potato continuing to fight for their lives, but Kaka is there as the backup. And now they will just all head over to the A site. They're going in for the plant. Fair 2v2 now, and they will just hold post-on positions.
Yeah, I mean, this should have been a lot better for Descendants here with the 4v2, and yet they're just giving out 1v1s. Permaface getting far too aggressive on their defense, maybe playing with a bit of ego, but now they have more than enough to convert this bonus, but only with the Bandit on Potato, and as well the Smokes still alive for Descendants. But here we go with the retake attempt.
Oh my gosh.
It's easily sorted out by Descendants there to get their first round, but still damage done by Hammerface, and it's something that needs to slow down. I think Hammerface, you can see that round just again too fast, too aggressive, and aggression isn't bad, but when you're going through one by one, then that's when the aggression can get punished, and that's exactly what Descendants did there.
Indeed. But now looking at their kind of plan in the pre-round, it looks like they're just gonna try to go for yet another A push straight and take control of the A Rubble control as much as can. Oh, a little bit of a messed up satchel towards Potato, but once again, Rubble control is in the firm control of Descendants, and they're just gonna try to continue the fight. But Potato taking down Burnt Toast. Rock immediately with the pickup on the weapon. Now we'll just slowly have to fall back. Potato wanting to keep pushing forward. There's a little bit of a tries with a little bit of a jump peek, but does not spot out anyone. Jumping over on the C side will spot out the players of Descendants. Now they continue to push forward. A beautiful crossfire setup from Pufferface here. Will Descendants expect this flash going in? At least spots one on this. But the wall will not be triggered. There's going to be only the thorns, and they are going to be pushed back once again. Descendants forced to make a choice. And now the round will just slow down for a bit and try, as they might. Descendants are slowly pushing forward towards Seaside. Flash once again going in. Flash is only the neon though.
My blind is dead.
Yeah, Pamaface are doing a really good job of controlling where Descendants
30
they want
seconds
Descendants to be. They've done it by fighting for this A rebel, managing to get pick there onto, I believe it was Burnt Toast, and now they've forced them back into C main where the Vise is. And so now they're having to come into B, but this is so easy for this crunch to come in. And with only 10 seconds left, it's going to be interesting to see how Descendants really do this.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
Every
Just
single
see there's
kill
no
going the
time.
way. Ooh. Farface does get the round in the end though.
Yeah, very well played there by Pamaface, but Descendants just fell into every trap that Pamaface really set. You know, they wanted to fight for a rebel, push the rest of Descendants away, got that first pick, forced them towards C, where Descendants quickly realised they couldn't go in because of the Vise, so had to settle on B with far too little time, and so
There.
now it's going to be interesting to see what Descendants are able to do on this save round.
And we see maybe perhaps a bit of a gamble push, but Cheshman Love taking down. I just got word of the name. I'll just use the shortened version of it. Shin, I believe. No, Shilhan. Shilhan will fall straight away. Nightfall taken out by Kaka. Burnsos though there for the kill.
Spike planted.
And the rest of the defenders are just stuck out in different random areas of the map. Rock pushing forward now, ready for the angle where Wet Salt stays. Hold continues though. Bug Potato ready to face down Burnt Toast. He's already taken him down. Wet Soul continuing the pressure towards that lane side. All that's left is one player, and it's Meek and Mink. Trying to go for a 1v3, but he cannot fight anymore. Amali at his feet will continue to burn him and force him into the thorns. A 4K for Wet Soul, and yet another round for Pummerface.
Very good shots there from Wet Salt. You can just see the rest of Pummerface just trading the spike defuse, sorry, to get that Viper's Pit up and ready as soon as they can. But one thing I've noticed with Descendants about their post plants is the fact that they just cannot sit still. It's like watching children with ADHD. They just cannot sit still. They have to go somewhere. They have to go out and try and do something, otherwise they get too bored too quickly. And that's exactly what's happening with Descendants. They're pushing out when they don't need to, when they have the site, and they're trying to push out, make space where they don't need to. And we saw there, Rock's trying to do it into C-Link and instantly died, and then it's just 1v1, 1v1, 1v1. And so Descendants really need to pick up the pace on their post plant.
And Rock immediately detected by the Han, but Pug Tato cannot handle the cannot handle the pressure. Burnto's taken down by Shilhan. It's now up in mad advantage for Pufferface once again. This round is looking once again in the hands of Pufferface. Descendants though stuck on a bit of an island now, forced to rotate over to the C site. But looks like they want to lurk up towards it. Looking like just clearing the B pillars, and looks like they're just trying to clear out mound, make sure there's no players there to be in sight.
Yeah, Descendants, they've got a lot to do here. I mean, you've still got to clear out this Vise util on C, and as well, you've now got Rice, who's sat there waiting with the Molly ready. But, you know, Descendants doing a really good job of just falling into every trap that Pamaface sets as the wall gets baited out. So the Vise U2 goes down, but with 30 seconds to go, they don't have many options here, because they can't really go to A, because you've got a player pushed up onto rubble, and, you know, B is being locked down as well by Pamaface, and they're going to try and hit A with, and not even out with 15 seconds to go. The timing on the smoke's bad.
10 seconds
There's
left.
still time. No, it's just not there.
Spike down A.
Not there. Meek with a horrible task to be asked of 1v4, but the time is not there for him. Boomerface will take a 5th round.
I mean, Descendants. This game is not exactly being won by Hammerface having a better read or a better lock in on the game. It's more of Descendants making mistake after mistake. You know, trying to rotate onto A with less than 30 seconds left from C. I mean, it's definitely a choice. But now, this is a round you should win. 3 ults in the bank, ready to go. This should be and needs to be the round that Descendants are able to win, hopefully.
Hopefully this could be the round that
Oh no.
That's not a way you want. It's not a immediately the result is shut down by Wet Salt. And the rest of Descendants are just now stuck in between a rock and a hard place, needing to find a way in onto any side they can hold. But Pugtato is there to keep stopping them, keep them at their heels. As Pugtato now just holding his angle, that's taken down. But there's a pinch coming through from the flank. And Shilha now with the back lines as well towards the B side. And the pinch is coming in. Wet Salt taking out Xiao Li. The rest of Descendants are just absolutely stuck in one area. Wet Salt and Rise forces them into the angles and forces them into the crosshair of Wet Salt. Another 4K and Hummerface continues up.
I'm really interested to see where this chamber trip actually was placed. I think it was placed in front of Moss on A, which was really, really weird, considering we've had this chamber buff in the game for a while where his trip doesn't have any restrictions on where it can be placed. It's really... I'm surprised it wasn't placed further back to hold for this flank with Wet Salt and Rice coming forward on the flank and really being able to flank fast. Did not trip the chamber flank watch, and so just got so much value. And as well, now another 4K for Wet Salt and the timeout for Descendants, and I think they've really got to lock in now, 6-1, and something needs to change, and quickly.
Something does indeed need to change. Looking at the leaderboard right now, it's the controller versus the Sentinel. Wet Salt has been that top player for Pummerface time and time again, getting 2 4Ks nonetheless, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you have Wet Salt in your Vexalis Fantasy League, then that's +2 for Wet Salt, actually +3 for 10 kills, but Wet Salt has been doing very good, and as well, it feels like Descendants haven't even really hit the C site much, and still Wet Salt is finding this much value out and above.
Pugtato already taking down Burnt Toast, but there is a Rock with a beautiful trading. Kakao taking down Rock, and Meek is just there with another trade. It is a slurry of trades coming in from Descendants. And Rika there taking down Cherish My Love, now down to a 2v2. The spike in control, in hands of Poomerface. It's up to Meek and Xiao Li to try and pick up the spike without dying themselves. But Spike already in the crosshairs of Rice. My favorite meal of the day. Can he make a possible fight? But no, Molly will not stop them. They will get the spike in time, although HP is quite low. They have to go in for the plant now. Plant being sent. Pummerface now needing to go for a bit of a retake from the flank, but they are not aware of this. Can they expect this angle to be held? Can they expect that? Nope, never mind. We are going to tree. And we continue for push Xiao Li though. The back lines. Spots out one. The spike is still being defused though. They have to try something. They have to go for the push. The spike being defused. You have to spam. You have to ping. The spam will eventually go through. And Descendants find the second round.
I honestly thought that was a Hammerface 7th there. Wet Salt was so unlucky to not get that defuse done. I thought it was done. It must have been milliseconds if that, left on that, but it was very well played by Descendants to start off with. Even that little tweak of Rock having the judge, sliding rubble, and finding 2, instantly opened up A. But again, it's this flank from Wetzel and Rice just really doing the damage. So even though they won that round, the eco still isn't looking amazing for Descendants.
Definitely. The economy is still a bit risky for Descendants, especially if they do lose this round. This is a round that could help them swing this match into their favor if they can win it, making sure that Pummerface does not continue that economic grind. However, a thorn, a wall will prevent them, and they're facing down the Sentinel, the lockdown of Pummerface. Taking down 2 already. Rice has the Viper's Pit up in sight. They cannot do anything else, and you can see the Pugtato has been given the all clear to keep pushing over on the A site. And Pugtato already taking down Cherish My Love, and there's only so much these 2 players can do. Pugtato already there, taking them down, taking them out of fight! And Pugtato will take them down. 7 rounds so far for Pummerface.
Yeah, guaranteeing a lead for halftime, but as well, very well played there from Pummerface. It was a great setup with a deep Viper Spit to deny all of that control and C main, and having the Vise of Wetzel on B, very good as well. But again, Descendants, and this is where, you know, the mix struggles, you know, because I think in that instance you want to push B. That Paranoia would be great to have, but instead you have mix with best to harmonize, and so it's really struggling to make a push. Maybe on defense that will fortunes will change a bit, but for now there's nothing really that the mix is doing.
Go here with the showstopper, already taken down 2.
One
Meek
enemy
with a
remaining.
beautiful, with a
Spike
true
down A.
method of a trade, but Kaka is there for another takedown. It's up to Cherish My Love with only a Sheriff in hand. Take down at least 1. Tries to go for a little bit of a movement diff, but no. Rice is there to eventually finish them off. Pummerface already taking down an 8-2 lead.
Yeah, and this is now becoming predictable, these A fights from Descendants. It's fight for rubble and just hope they don't anti-strat it, which Pummerface are doing quite well, as a matter of fact. Potato now really finding that value, and with the 2K showstopper, very good as well at just clearing out entirety of this A space. And you see there 3 players stacked towards this rubble fight, and Descendants are only going to send Rock, but he'll walk away, come back with team, and this might even be a fast C hit.
Looks to be, yes, indeed, a fast C hit. Now they've left that Vice over to the C side. That is something I've been waiting for from Pummerface, and once again, now they're gonna do it. Pushing forward is Rock. So Rock's already on the side. Raze as well pushing forward, but taking straight out of the sky. Cherish My Love, though, gets a trade in, but Wetzel is there right back with a trade. Kaka there as well, taking out Cherish My Life. Right behind the door, pushing forward is Kaka. Finding one more. And Meek right behind the buff will be taken out by Wet Salt. 9-2. This is looking like a 10-2 half, my friend.
Yeah, I
round
mean,
before the
Descendants just too fast. Their thoughts are too fast to their hands there. You saw Rock just running it down Waterfall while the Vice Wall was still up, so he had no util and no help from anyone else on C, and yet still tried to take this fight with Wetzel, which Wetzel, in the form that they've been in, is never going to go in your favour. And then you also had Burnt Toast try and jump over the wall, but had more aerial than speed, and so an easy kill for Wetzel. And again, Descendants really struggling.
And I mean, this is the favored side of Lotus, right? We've always talked about how Lotus is a bit of an attack-centered map, and usually that should be the case, but here we see Shilnaha taking down Cherish My Love already, and the wall once again triggered, preventing them from entering the C side. There's nothing else. There's nothing else to do here. Descendants just stuck behind a wall, and automatically, once again, the Steel Guardian's used, and Shilha is right behind that door. But what the hell is Wetzel doing? Oh my goodness me, a 3K, and right there to finish up with the operator. 10-2, Descendants absolutely shut down on their attack half.
Yeah, I mean, just not great. Cherish My Love dying on B, lurking,
Also,
just gives no smokes to see in. So even if they were to push on, Descendants don't have any smokes. They've got to cross through water. We know Wet Salt's going to be holding, and it's just a mess really. And to say this is 10-2 is honestly kind of surprising because it feels like it should be more for Pammerface, and you can see why they are our third seeded team. But it's going to be interesting now to see if Descendants actually are able to turn their luck around, or if it's going to be more of the same from them as they take this early rubble fight.
Indeed. They already know where Burntos is positioned, and Burntos was now ready for Potato to push over towards the rubble side, and he absolutely gets caught off guard. Now Rock and Mink trying their best, trying their damnedest to try to get a trade back in. Rock at least gets the trade, and now is forced to go back. 4v4, fair fight, still on the sides, and it's gonna be a full-on 4-on-4 retake here, Number. It's gonna be interesting how this retake will play out, but Wet Salt already taking down Xiao Li. Meanwhile, the rest of Descendants are still roaming around the site, each going down bit by bit. Mink already finding one. 3-2 now. Slowly but surely, they are making a go at this retake. And they're still aware where this other person is positioned. Wetzel taking down Rock. It's up to Meekme with a 1v3 going in for the knife. And Rice is there to take down the final player of Descendants. 11-2. Pummerface absolutely smothering Descendants to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, that was very one-dimensional, the fight with Rubble. Potato just easily getting the jump out onto Burnt Toast, who has had a rough game, and then you have Rock finding one, which, you know, he has probably been the star of the team in a very dim sky, but still, again, trying to do too much on their own, and now a really difficult situation for Descendants if they want to try and win their first map, and they're not going to be going. Well, they're going to be going for a force, but it's not even a great force with Sheriffs. There's a bandit on the field with Meek, and so it's going to be really difficult to try and break back into the site. It's a good start though.
Immediately turned it out, but Rock is just sliding forward. This thing, a beautiful force buy coming in from Descendants. However, the weaponry advantage is showing its ugly head, but Pummerface all just falling, just giving them 1v1s. Descendants, after a long, quiet first round on the second half, will get the eco that they will have tried to get in the last half.
I think this is the second round win. Oh no, the Descendants won the bonus in the first half, but it's a very good win for that, an important one to sustain match points, to keep them in the map for now. This is a best of one, and so there's no mistakes allowed, and it's a good round win, but they still need to make sure they don't get thrifted by Pammerface, because Pammerface have been in hot form this game, and so it's going to be interesting to see whether they are actually able to hold on against Sheriffs and Bandits.
They could, especially with the econ advantage. But I mean, this is Valorant after all. We can't expect the expected here. Rice ready to push forward, and I don't think he did continue to push. He backs out of it. Pummerface already in a deep position as well. Oh, it's a little bit labored. Be bringing it out, but Bink from the top of heaven will take down Wet Assault. Meanwhile, the rest of Pummerface will continue to push straight on to the A side. Jilhan will be taken out by Meek, finding one, finding two, finding the fourth, but the ace, unfortunately, will be stolen by Cherish My Love. Descendants already finding a fourth round at the board.
I was really scared that Cherish My Love would just swing out into Wet Salt, but really well played, getting Meek to hold and keep the backstab going. And, well, you know, I talked about Rock being a star, but Meek is really showing their worth now on this attack side, coming in with some big kills with that Phantom in that third round. But a fourth is still a long way to go, and now that Hammerface have this full buy, it's going to be really difficult for Descendants unless they can pull out something incredible.
How so far Descendants have been playing the defense. This is what I've been kind of mentioning. Oh, Zhao with a beautiful kill on the Shilhan, but oh, another good shot with the Outlaw. Pardon my words earlier. I'll mention them later after this round. But the continued push from Farmerface, the entire A side is theirs. Descendants now forced to do a 5-on-4 retake, a man advantage in clear position for Descendants. However, there is one member so far away on C side, they'll have to try to run for it. The retake is not about to go until that final player is active, but it looks like Rock is getting a little bit impatient. The entirety round of Descendants. This is the round, if you're gonna win it, this is the round you should win. Cherish My Love, though, still on stairs, pushing forward. The weaponry not showing the greatest. Farmerface, though, trying to dam this. Kaka already taken down Cherish My Love. Rice as well with a back shot. Rock, though, straight into the sliding hands. And will take down the rest of these final two players of Farmerface. Descendants find the 5th round.
Yeah, Descendants have really worked on their teamwork, and it looks like they're playing much more as a team now than they were on the attack side, because now the defensive side is really good. They're keeping Rock on a leash until, you know, they can allow him to go out, and then they can trade off of whatever. And you can see there, Hammerface are going to be the ones taking a timeout, which I don't think anyone would have expected out of Hammerface with the form that they've been in, but they have struggled to find room and space on this attack side. Wetzel not having the same impact that they were having on the defensive side. But one person I want to talk about as well, Cherish My Love, again on this mixed big. What I said before, it's going to be interesting to see what it's going to be like on this defensive side. And you can see now how this mix is performing. It makes a very defensive-sided agent, I feel, with that stun coming in and the base quake being able to really come in and say and deny plants, deny site space, or even deny main space. And we haven't seen the base quake just yet from Cherish My Love, but even though they're not the highest frags, they are still performing their part with this defensive side.
Hey, I love how you mentioned about the base quake. Yes, that's something that's very true. The base quake could easily, stop a plan, and also not to mention the stuns, the heals. And actually, I think in this scenario, the stim actually is kind of helping out Descendants here a little bit. I haven't seen Cherish My Love to use the stim just yet though, but I think it could be used in a very well way combination with Rock, especially now that Rock has that overdrive ready. You can easily just use a stim and push them forward straight into a deep hold and probably catch Farmerface off a guard. However, the Lusho Stopper will be wasted, not really getting any kind of kill or any kind of information where these players could be, but Descendants already... Oh! Potato with a beautiful shot onto Xiao Li, but eventually Burn Toast will cook that potato. Rock, though, there to take down Shinha. That smoke's gone. Kaka trying their damnedest to fight back. Rice and Kaka doing their damnedest to try their might and fight back. Rice, though, continuing to fight back. But Mink Mink on the side of Waterfall will take out the final two players of Farmerface. 11 to 6. Descendants continuing that run.
I mean, there was a good idea from Farmerface there. They've been playing very defaulty, sensible Valorant, and they just decided maybe this is the round where we just need to say screw it and just go all in, put all their chips on the card, and just see what happens. And there was a good start with Potato getting that first kill, but they just couldn't hold after the site retake, but still made that very expensive. Rock goes before the Nightfall, which was definitely a choice. Left it all up to Meek Mink, who is very good in those situations, but still cause for concern as Rock breaks out of the leash once again. But it looks like Farmerface might just be going for the same type of thing here.
Looks to be in that operator now coming out for the side of Shaoli. This is something I wanted to see a long time ago, especially on attack, and that is the operator on the chamber. We all know the chamber is the perfect agent for opping in a general. So I was a little bit surprised he didn't bring it out during the attack. And there you go. That's the value we want to see from an operator. Already taking out the primary smoker for Pummerface, and already as well taking the secondary smoke as well. 3v5 now. Pummerface, they're the ones now getting silenced here. Burnt Toast now still holding that sideline. Of course, it was too close. Pug Potato already taking him down with a judge in hand. And then they will stop Cherish My Love from pushing any more forward. Now back into an equalized fight. That Steel Garden, though, could come in at any moment now. Though Pug Potato really low HP. They gotta probably try to gain some info. Cherish My Love, though. Now they're all stuck in this area. Now we need to try to retake. Nightfall will continue that drudgery. But Pug Potato 4 on the board. Now one more for the ace. But Shaoli will now just choose to save this operator and will just be pushing back. But that is gonna be an ace watch onto the side of Pug Potato.
How on earth have Pummerface won that? Zhao Li takes down the Clove and the Viper as the first two picks. They don't have smokes. And then Pug Potato just double satchels onto site, and a moment of a lapse of concentration, I should say, from Burnt Toast there. I'm not sure if they were looking at the map or what happened, but really just allowed Pug Potato to come back. Rice too slow on the trade, and now they're going to be taking a timeout for Descendants, but Pummerface really good, and Stall as well from Wet Salt, sorry. Really good as well, but Zhao Li still manages to get this operator away, so it's still something, but still in need of a lot. And you can see Burnt Toast can't even buy themselves, has to rely on the economy of Meek Mink.
Interesting. So this is a timeout coming in from Pummerface. I guess they just want to discuss like how they're gonna try and close out this final round, but that also gives an opportunity for Descendants to find a way into the kind of the attacking ideas of Pummerface. Remember though, this is a best of one, so anything can happen. I mean, we've already seen it so far. It's a possible comeback for the side of Descendants. However, Pummerface is still sitting on match point. It's gonna be 6 rounds. Not a Pummerface. Okay, my bad. Okay, well, my bad.
Yeah, I don't think it was a Pummerface time out there.
I think I rely too heavily on the UI. But anyways, it is Descendants. That was a Descendants timeout, folks. I'm so sorry. Descendants, though, needing to find 6 rounds on the board to try and maybe take this one overtime and not let their start be an 0-1 so far, I believe, in the group stage. However, Pummerface is looking to smother that kind of momentum. However, Shilha already taken down by Rock with that operator in hand. Tour de Force as well by Xiao Li taking down Ka. And this is already looking pretty good for Descendants. And Xiao Li does fall, but Meek is there for a good trade. All that's left is a Rice. And they're just sitting in this secret area, sitting on the molly. Meek with a peek. Oh my goodness me, they're just giving him 1v1s. Pummerface though, okay, I got a little bit scared there. I thought Descendants would be giving Pummerface 1v1s, but no. Eventually they do get it. 7-12, 5 rounds now separates Descendants.
Very good base quake there from Cherish My Love, fighting the 2 on site, and the base quake deafens as well, so they had no idea that they were going to swing out from upper. Swung out 2-3 kills. Rice nearly making a play at the end, but just about caught out from the op, and I don't think Pummerface actually expected the double op there. They heard that chamber op, and then immediately after, right, I believe it was Rock found one with the op on C, so just did not expect the double op setup, and did not expect Zhao Li to be pushed up on B as well, but now it looks like they're going to be going pretty heavily towards C. We've seen this a lot, and we've seen Wet Salt be implanted to try and find a pick in mid. Nearly getting away with it.
Cherish My Love, though, a little bit late right on the spray. Probably not the plan he wanted to go for, but he had. Viper's Pit now active on the side, so complete control of the C side. Descendants can't find a way through, and Rock already falling to Pug Potato's Vandal. There's nothing else they can really much do here unless they try to go for a bit of a pinch, but it looks like that's not gonna be an idea. Burnt Toast at least does find Riga, so that's Rice, so that's at least taking out the Viper's Pit, and that is finding the players as well. Trade zone, cherish my love. It's now down to Clove. Wait a minute, they're not dead yet. Will come back from the grave and hunt. Descendants, Poomerface will take it up 13-7.
Yeah, I mean, that felt like a very brawly type of post plant there. As soon as the Viper of Rice falls and that Viper's Pit goes down, it just completely descends into a brawl. It doesn't matter about teams or teamwork. It's more just find a pick and just hope we win. And honestly, that nearly turned out well for Descendants until that Not Dead Yet did bring the Clove back and was able to find that final kill. But Descendants, I mean, it's not embarrassing for Descendants. A 13-7, considering you were 11-2 down just at the start of the half. Just, I mean, did well to really come through, and we've seen now that defender side come through, but they really need to work on that attack side. As to Pammerface, they really struggled on the attack side. Some of their plays were very defaulty, very stable, and maybe that's not what you need, especially against a team like Descendants that's willing to brawl and fight you wherever you go and play with some attacking prowess. But I think main thing for Descendants is just to fix that comp, because we saw that mix have very little impact on that attack side, and compared to something like an Omen, they need to swap around and they need to find something that works with the team.
Definitely, and I think we're gonna see that in the stats line, see how much impact that mix really had in terms of KDA. But I mean, I do agree that the mix really just felt really just really weak for the side of Descendants. Though they gave it their best shot. I mean, we'll have to see in the stats though. What really is the true story here?
Yeah, and one player I like to point out as well, Pug Potato, really had a great game on the Rays, and really maybe not surprising as per se, but really good. I mean, Rays is amazing on a map like Clotus, has a lot of space that the Rays can double satchel into. The Rays nades and the Boombot as well can get lots of value, especially on those C pushes, but as well just all over the map. But Pug Potato really took a mastery to that Rays today and really showed Burnt Toast the standard of what Rays play needs to be. And so it's not surprising to see Hammerface have a really great Rays like that, but it's going to be interesting to see if they can continue that on another map, maybe like a Sunset or a Summit or a map that isn't Lotus. We'll have to see what Hammerface can bring out in terms of that duelist pool.
Indeed. And this is gonna be a little bit hard for the side of Descendants. Obviously, they have to now fight. I'm assuming that the group stage is a. Okay, I won't say anything. But basically, they have to try and now fight their way back into a bit of a better start than they had here in on the side of Lotus. I mean, yeah, starting 0-1 in a tournament is something you'd never want. Fortunate start, but I mean, we all have to start somewhere, right? And yes, here we are. Here we have the stat line on screen right now. The MVP actually goes to Pummerface's Raised, and that's really interesting to me. I really thought that Vice. I thought that Wetzel would get the MVP, but looks like Pugtato got a lot of final kills at the end and really helped out the team.
Yeah, 21-14, amazing. And as well, Wetzel, we've talked so much about the Vise being such a good defensive agent, and we've seen that today, 21-11 as well. I mean, Wetzel can do this on every map, because I think Vice is still very good on near enough every other map. Then Pummerface are not only good enough to top the group, they're good enough to win the whole thing, but it depends on how good that teams like Serenity Omega are going to be, how teams like Vexalis Astrite are going to be. And, you know, look elsewhere, I mean, in our other game that wasn't streamed between Shadow Strike and Reject in our Group A, as well as Powerface and Descendants, a 13-8 win for Rejects. So they will go second in the group, as Shadow Strike will go third, which puts Descendants at the bottom of the group for now. But if they can
For now.
come back into their next match, I'm not sure who Descendants' next match is, but we'll have to see if they are able to come back against a team that maybe isn't the favourites to win it all, or at least one of the favourites to win it all.
Yeah. So looking at the average ACS and total kills here, we can see that the postman attempts here, it's a bit, yeah, it's a bit actually a bit equal for both sides. I mean, they both had attempted retakes, they both had attempted postmans, but looking at for the side of Descendants, they had absolutely no clutches, no flawless rounds. But for Powerface, they literally showed up in clutches when it mattered, and the tradability of each, and the tradability within 5 seconds is favorable to Permaface. And we actually saw it in the game where it was either wet salt, rice, or cacao, always getting the trades in really quickly to make sure that their teammate doesn't go to waste.
Yeah, and we're seeing with those post plant stats as well. I think teams did struggle a lot to get post plants really put in, and it's something for both teams to really work on, that post plant util, that post plant teamwork, and the positions of where they want to be. Because more than enough times I saw at least one person in a post plant pushing forward, trying to find an extra kill, and then dying because of it. So it's something for the teams to work on in scrims, but as well, you can see on the first kills as well, Powerface really wanted to take the fight to Descendants, who did try and take the fight back, but just weren't good enough. I don't want to say weren't good enough, but just didn't have it, at least on this day. But maybe as well, that is the comp with the chamber, the mix, etc. And it's going to be interesting to see the work that Descendants do in between this game and their next.
Yeah, that's, I think it'll be exciting to see, but I think Descendants will have to fix a bit their composition on Lotus, and then fix their mental a bit here after this loss to Pomerface. But I mean, it is not a bad start. 13-7. You at least took down 7 rounds. It could have been a lot worse. We saw a different scoreline there earlier, right?
Yeah, I mean, coming back from halftime is going to be really difficult, and as well, not only in the terms of your 11-2 down, it's also in the terms of, well, mentally, it's going to be really difficult for a team to come in, go back into a map after halftime and after that first round, and just be completely down on their luck, not have anything going their way. But still, Descendants showed a lot of mental resilience to come back in and to try and fight once again. And so that has to be applauded. And that's something that can really push them on to another level if they were to tap into that.
Indeed, indeed. That is the end of the first matchup. Don't go anywhere. We have a second match coming up. It is Serenity Omega versus Solaris Esports. We're gonna go to a short break. Be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I hope your break was well deserved. We definitely had a very nice break between me and Number here. But again, once again, welcome back to Vexilus Space Cup. I am your caster, Alex, here with my co-caster, Number.
Hello again, and coming up to you, we have another Clash of the Titans, David versus Goliath. Serenity Omega, second highest seed in the entire tournament, against Solaris in 13th seed in our Group B. If you miss out on our earlier game, Pamela Face took a fairly convincing win against Descendants on Lotus, and as well, to finish out Group A, Shadow Strike Shadow Strike did lose to Rejects in our other game against... No, that wasn't streamed, unfortunately. But now we have Serenity Omega versus Solaris, which is going to be a very interesting game, considering as well we have Serenity Omega, who might have who for some will be remembered, recognizable. They were in this tournament last year, and I'm not sure how well they did, but still, good amount of experience behind that.
It is. And also we have the runners-up from Serenity Cup Showdown in Solaris today playing against Serenity Omega. And now, okay, there's a little bit of history between these two teams. And especially in Serenity Cup Showdown, of course, in Serenity's home league. There's a lot of history between these two, but we're not gonna go over there for now. Let's focus back here. This is Solaris' first time playing in Vexilus, and this is the second time Serenity Omega is playing in Vexilus. But one of the players of Solaris actually did play in this tournament before on a different team. I believe his name is Haha Senpai. And yeah, he has played before in this league, but on a different team, not on Solaris. So it's going to be definitely interesting to see how Haha Senpai is going to be returning to the Vexilus stage on Solaris.
Yeah, I mean, again, we were talking about experience. This is a guy that has the experience, and as well, great name, first of all, can I just say? Great name, Haha Senpai.
Haha
Just-
Senpai.
There is going to be some great names here, and so it is going to be good. But as well, that experience is invaluable, and coming into a team like Serenity Omega, it's going to be great to have, someone who not only is experienced in that, but in tournament type settings, but also is going to be experienced in these type of settings. Oh no, it's not Serenity Omega, sorry. Solaris has Haha Senpai. And so again, it's going to be really interesting to see, because the lower seed, did not play last year, but now has a veteran of Vexilus Refracted. And so it's going to be really interesting to see what ideas that Haha Senpai can bring in to the Solaris team.
I believe that Haha Senpai is already part of Solaris. Only back again. Okay, we're gonna go there now. Over in Serenity Cup Showdown, I believe that Solaris did have already Haha Senpai going into the grand finals, and actually that run of the grand finals, they actually took down Serenity Omega in the group stages. So I feel like it will be a very twisted form of poetry if Solaris today takes down Serenity Omega, and Serenity Omega is denied that revenge story from another tournament. But I think it'll be an interesting storyline if Serenity Omega does take it over sorry, not Vexilus. Solaris here, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, the storylines are there, but you've spoken a lot about it already, and it's going to be interesting to see what script we're really going with, whether we're going with the Solaris win and the underdog comes forward and fights out once again, or if it's going to be Serenity Omega coming through and one of the units for the tournament is going to come through and win, and they make their start onto what could be the grand final. But as we look towards the agent bans, fairly standard so far. We did see our first mix in the last game, but other than that, fairly standard. Serenity Omega just swapping here and there, and they are actually hovering this harbour, and they're hovering 3 vetoes. So, veto roulette, anyone?
Oh my gosh, bro. Okay, they got off of it, but okay. A harbor pick Okay, I've been loving how Harbor's been played in the pro scene recently, and also we did just see a crazy overtime coming in from Paper X on the second map of VCT Pacific. Oops, spoilers. Yeah, it was an insane overtime, and they did play the Harbor in that composition, and never mind, they took it out.
Yeah, I mean, and a map like Ascent, Harbor's going to be very difficult to find value, just like Viper is, and so you're wanting to go more with this simple Omen, make it simple. And actually, Serenity Omega, well, were hovering the tail for a while, and it looked like they were going to select it. Then they still might hold on a second. This Tahoe would be a very interesting pick for Serenity Omega, but
Aw.
instead, going towards the Phoenix Welle, two very standard comps. It's going to be interesting, though, and possibly one of the big breakers of this game to see how the Vise goes against the Cypher here. Cypher, they're very recognizable, and it is actually kind of surprising that neither of these teams are deciding to run the Killjoy, who is very good on this map.
I agree. I mean, I feel like I would prefer KG over a Vice or Cypher, because honestly, the turret has already enough value as it is. Sure, the only limiting thing with range is range, right? It's because KJ doesn't have universal trips, only universal mollies. But honestly, I would prefer KJ over these two, right? Like, I don't know what kind of plans these two teams have, but I mean, we'll see on the stage, right?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Vice U2, where it's going to be, if it's going to be involved with this as we head into our first round. And we'll look here. I do think we have a bit of a software glitch with our production, so we can't exactly see what guns each team has,
They
but it doesn't
have,
really
yeah.
matter because
Yep.
it mainly classics, and you know roughly. If you're here, then you know what the score is, but it looks like Serenity Omega are gonna be looking towards mid.
Yeah, just wanting to keep the many mid control. Houdini, they're already taking them kit right off the bat. Slayer though with a good trade off, and looks like Solaris is just gonna take control of mid though. There is Marvelous right there in the mid control. Aki now pushing forward. Oh, gets caught out. So Salal taking down Marvelous as well by taking down Iris, and all that's left is Slayer and L Guide. Now L Guide is the IGL for this Serenity Omega squad. Slayer though, can you clear this corner? Yes, you can, but Hazenbai just sharper on the angle. Elgite gets in with the trade, and it's now a 3v1. Elgite now in the position to try to go for a bit of a clutch, but they have to fight against Aki, a Cypher, and a Phoenix. Silvadar, I believe the Silvadar should be replenished at this point. Oh, now watching the right angles though, Aki. Oh, it's a bit labor from Elguy, but eventually Aki will take him out. First round goes to Solaris.
Yeah, very good round from Solaris there, as they look to try and make this David versus Goliath story a reality. But one of the big things there was just about how Solaris got these trades, and there was a fight towards A main where they were able to trade out, and as well this mid control going through market to B was very good, kept Serenity Omega guessing. And if this is what we're seeing from Solaris so far, I can't wait to see more.
Same here, but look how deep this wall is to try to keep control of the B main space. And that has kept the control a lot. Continuing to push out though is Serenity Omega. The flash will connect, and many players will be going down in a trade on trade. 3v3 though. Spike, I think, still in the hands of Serenity Omega, but Salal taking out Elgite. Elgite just got a little bit too aggressive there, now waiting for the rest of his team to try and help him push. But at the end of the day, the Spike is still now in the hands of Solaris. And Serenity Omega now forced to rotate over to A to try to go for a 2v3 retake.
Yeah, but the damage done is very good, and it's still a winnable round, especially if they get rid of the outlaw of Haha Senpai here. But it's gonna be very difficult with two players, no shield, to try and even challenge the outlaw, especially when Houdini and Dogging it managed to actually find guns. They have sight control. This might just be dying to Spike, but it looks like Slayer's going to try and give this a go with Marvelous. The Spectre Lair, the Bulldog finding it, And the Cypher finds 3, and so Solaris take home the anti-eco.
To take home the anti-ego. Now it's going on to Serenity Omega's bonus. That is going to be the danger here because Serenity Omega has been infamous for being usually losing the first 2 rounds and getting the bonus. They're a bit weak on the pistol and the anti-ego, but when it comes to the bonus, they are always guaranteed at least 3 guns straight into the next round, or at most eliminating many of the Solaris members. So let's see how this is gonna play out, especially with Slayer just jump peeking for information here in A main. Already now spotted, the better weaponry could come through. The flash swinging in, and he's already flashed up, and Kit already finding 3! A beautiful, beautiful combination of the molly and the gun! And just absolutely beautiful plays. Marvel's the holding the angle. Oh my goodness me, huh? Already taking down Kit. It looks like the rest of Serenity Omega will just look to hold these angles, and El Gite will be the one to eliminate Haha Senpai.
Very good Phoenix shooter there from Kit. This is a very strong map for Phoenix. And you're seeing there why that flash, the molly as well used into Cubby was just very good. And so now we have to look and try, for Solaris anyway, we have to try and sort out what we want to do about when this Phoenix wants to push up and try and play off of all that util, as it looks like it's going to be on the default from Solaris, and Serenity Omega just trying to fight forward.
Trying to fight. Trying to find their way. Oh, the vice wall. Beautiful placement, but Haha Senpai just above it. Takes on Kit. The rest of Serenity Omega will just continue to hold down their extremities. I think Solaris spots. I think they did spot out Marvelous in the mid, so might be something you want to consider. But it looks like Solaris is firmly wanting to go for the B push. But there is a man scared. Iris on the back of lines. Run it back, immediately used to flush out Iris. That ult, the Cypher's ult though, is still going through the newer stuff, showing the information where Iris could be at. Though the running back immediately taken down, but that Odin is gonna do its job, keeping these Serenity players at bay. As one comes out of lane, Waylay has to fall back. Marvelous with a shock, they're sending it into main, but Houdini's still there doing his best at a Houdini impression himself. Magic trick though, he's already down on the floor. Marvelous continuing to find that guy, but oh my goodness, already finding 2. Slayer with a quick trade back with 2 himself. Iris now continue with the trade up, but only a classic in hand. There is an Odin inside. Aki finding the headshot onto Slayer, and a 3rd round for Solaris.
I mean, there's damage done for Serenity Omega, but you don't really care for Solaris. You got a 3rd round, and now Serenity Omega really need to start focusing on what these issues are. I'm surprised that they're sending Marvelous up mid every round, because there's with us over, there's no utility to escape, and I think Solaris eventually will start realizing this and pressuring Marvelous down mid and getting that free pick and keeping Serenity Omega in the dark, but haven't yet. But they haven't really needed to.
They haven't even need to surrender. I feel Serenity Omega is just playing into the hands of what Solaris wants to go at. And already Marvel's peeking out in mid, trying to get information, but it's now forced to fall back because of the Outlaw. At least they know that the Outlaw is at mid top. That new setup from I really do not like that setup from Iris. I think I would have preferred something a little bit more deeper, but oh my goodness, Slayer is going for the solo push out. This is a risky play. Slayer already taking on low, has to fall back. Houdini above on this box. And the rest of Serenity Omega, this entire round, has slowed down for a bit.
Yeah, Slayer just trying to get that early one. It's something that we saw Descendants do a lot. They just try to push out off of no info. And that, I'm surprised, really could have turned out bad for Slayer. I'm surprised it didn't. But you can see now the Cypher on the Vise util hearing it. And it's going to be interesting to see, because I don't think Iris out has actually been able to get much done with that Vaizu till we saw earlier the wall go down
Oh.
in main and didn't get
Oh.
much done. But now it looks like there's going to be a big fight in the tree. But time is of the essence for Solaris.
Indeed, it is time up the essence here. Slayer now trying his damnedest to keep these players at bay. Salah already taking down Iris. Going to the back line is Houdini. Oh my goodness, what a shot from Houdini! And the rest of Solaris right there in the back to find these players. What a flawless! In the last seconds of the round, Solaris find the win.
I don't know how it goes. You've got 10 seconds, you're barely out on site, and yet you end the round by killing everyone. I actually don't know how Serenity Omega have actually allowed that to happen. And it's something that Coach Rel DC isn't gonna or shouldn't really stand for, especially considering Serenity Omega are 4-1 down right now. And so the second seeded team are really struggling to find impact across the map here on Ascent.
They are struggling, and once again, the outlaw spotted and information is gained. Elguide now knows where it is. Slayer continuing to push, spots at the trip. Will you use a dash here? I don't think you would want to push it. I don't think it's all you want to break the trip or alerting the entirety of Solaris. Okay, almost makes sense to try to cover the Cubby. I think that could give Salal a little bit of wiggle room to try and lurk up towards the tree, but the drone immediately broke from Marvelous. And once again, Solaris just chooses to slow down the round, knowing that Serenity Omega will be forced to make a play eventually.
Yeah, Serenity Omega just trying to play slow, trying to find out where Solaris are. The only thing they've really been given is Haha Senpai's Outlaw is somewhere in mid, but apart from that, nothing more. Is now the knives will be popped and his B execute is a go. Haha Senpai though, it's all by himself.
30
But
seconds.
still
Ooh.
trying not to make it matter.
Iris, though, at least takes him out, but 2 kills for the side of Solaris. That's already putting down the man advantage in favor of Solaris. And dogging Salai, the perfect lurk up mid, finding more than he had bargained for. And all that's left is Marvelous and a 1v4. Oh my goodness, look at this lineup. There is no way you even challenge for this. I think you should just really go for a save. But then again, there's Salai, the danger, the lurk, the mid. Marvelous, are you ready for this angle? Yes, you are. We'll take down Salai. That's another gun gone for Solaris, but I think it doesn't matter any longer. They're going on for the hunt for where Marvelous is, and it looks like Houdini will be the first one to be spotted. Marvelous spots out. Marvelous and Houdini will spot each other out, and it looks like Marvelous will be able to try to go for a save, but nothing else will be gained for Serenity Omega.
Yeah, these lurks as well have been really, really good from Dagging. Just really great timings, and that lurk onto A there to find 2 was incredible, and it's something, again, that Serenity Omega have to fix and sort out quickly because they are losing round after round. The only round that they were able to convert was the bonus for Solaris, and so now they've really got to try and find something, considering that they're not even saving that much. I mean, you can see on the round breakdown that every round bar the last one, they've just all died. But now it's going to be aggression into mid to try and scamper Solaris away, and scamper they shall.
Scamper they shall, but looks like they're gonna straight back, aggress forward into the A side. Marvelous for the time being will save El Agite. Senpai now pushing forward, the Sheriff doing its damnedest, finding Houdini, Slayer as well. Slayer as well finding 2. Meanwhile, Senpai in the back line, finding Marvelous, finding El Agite as well, and the rest of Serenity Omega not yet seen, but Kid will find the final 2. And okay, we're now just shooting bodies here. My goodness me.
Yeah, I think that was really well played from Serenity Omega to try and force Solaris into AMA, and that's exactly what happened with that run it back from Crescento, from Kitters, I mean. And as well, something else I want to mention is Ignite Net was playing in that smoke. As soon as he saw the contact, went away from that smoke and just gave the info to the team that Solaris are here and they're pushing quick, and it allowed for, I think it was Slayer, to get the rest of the kills. And so really well played there from Serenity Omega, but gotta be careful that they don't get too reliant on strategies like that as they put more pressure to mid.
do continue to put that pressure in the middle. Aki, though, with this Odin, Aki has been infamous for this Odin, and I believe that he did get a little bit of complaints during a one little bit of a show match back in Serenity. But anyways, out of the question, Elguy already finding down Houdini, though, so that's a 1-for-1 trade. Slayer for Smoke, Kit finding one, another 1-for-1 trade, continuing to dwindle the numbers.
I know.
Are they aware of Iris though? They continue to push forward. The North Half eventually getting the information out that Iris is back sight. Marvelous finding Salai with the Hunter's Fury. And it's up to Crescento and Aki to try and find a way to get back into this round. Drone immediately used to find information. Elguy already spotted out. The Hunter's Fury sent and waste. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. The Omen Teleport will save Elguy for the time being, but the question is now, can they work together in this 2v2v2 scenario? Marvelous finding the Odin, and Elguy will be the one to clean up the final player. A third round on the board for Serenity Omega.
Yeah, I don't think that round really looked like Solaris's to win. There's a bit of a BM from Iggy. He has to just make sure that Crescento isn't going to use the run it back, or they're not dead yet. But the trades were so good from Serenity Omega there. That first kill they were able to find from Solaris was that Omen Smoke of Houdini. And then they were able to find, I believe it was Haha Senpai next. And Solaris could only find Slayer and Kit, but by the time their skills were found, Serenity Omega were already, I mean, they didn't need the duelists to get back on site, and you know, the trades were always good. That paranoia at the end from Elguy really good as well to get that final kill, and so Serenity Omega starting to slowly but surely improve as Solaris forced onto a bit of a weaker buy, but Aki still has the Odin.
Spike down B.
And that Odin will not find much. A Slayer will do a bit of a 1-for-1 trade. However, the Odin, I think, got passed over to another member of SLR. So that Odin is still completely in play. Marvelous, though. But a little bit of hide and seek with Houdini. Houdini, though, still clearing down Wine. The rest of Solaris still on the B side, just keeping pressure there. That's a good plan, a good strategy by Solaris to make sure that Serenity Omega doesn't start rotating over to the other side. So Slayer, though, finding one in the mid, immediately pops the refract and goes out for the re-aggress. Senpai should be careful now here. If he tries to cross the mid, he'll be facing down the gun barrel of a Slayer, but eventually Slayer will get off the angle, and that just gives Senpai the timing, though, and Slayer already finding down Iris. Now, Slayer has to pull back straight into the B side. Marvelous being spotted out to a bit of labor from Senpai, but eventually finds a securing kill. Oh, and another labored spray from Senpai. Does not take that, but only takes Slayer down to very low HP. Live with the Odin. Spotted out. Oh, it's a little bit of whiffy as well. 3k so far for a Slayer. Could be a bit of an ace watch if they can make it work. And it looks like they're just gonna go for the flank because they are not aware. They are just wrapping Solaris here. Houdini not aware of the possible flank, and it's on for the ace, but the ult wasted. Are they aware of where this final player is at? Yes, they are. Slayer getting the ace against Solaris, and Serenity Omega will take a 4th round on the board.
What a player Slayer is. The first ace of the Vexalis Space Cup refracted, and it comes on the first day with Slayer. And this was a brilliant round from SRN, just finding these trades out, especially early on. They got that first trade out onto AK1, and they trade Kit for AK1, which is always going to be in favor of the defenders. And Solaris just haven't been able to deal with these trades when they come through. It seems like whenever these trades come through in favor of Serenity Omega, they just lose a bit of themselves. And so you feel like Solaris has to be the one setting the tempo and getting those first kills and staying alive, really, to even formulate plans of what to do in the round.
Definitely. And recently, it looks like it's been Serenity laying out the plans that they want to play. Although, they do lose Marvelous in the mid. Slayer, the refract out, Houdini. This is a bit of a dangerous area to be playing in. Houdini, though, now has to fall back immediately after the Phoenix tries to go for the flash. And looks like they have complete control of Garden. Salai taking out Iris on the other side. So that means that B side is completely open for the taking, and that's where we can see that Solaris has pivoted over, leaving Salai on this lurk has been quite a valuable for Solaris indeed. So I think they just want to keep doing that, and I think if Serenity Omega wants to keep winning rounds, they have to read into where the possible lurk could be now. This is gonna be a bit of a pincer maneuver. They want to try to go for a pinch, but Taz have already taken on Slayer, so that pinch maneuver is already gone. Kid and Elga, you will just be looking here to save, and yes, that is indeed the plan for both of these players. But Solaris, a beautiful, beautiful execution of that lurk play.
I think Serenity Omega had a really good idea to push up A main, try and find this kill onto Houdini with Slayer, and then Kit just runs it down A main, tries to go for the flash, and Houdini hears the footsteps of Felix and thinks, I'm not sure if he saw the Slayer as well, but either way, he just decided, nope, I don't want this, I'm leaving. And it gave Serenity Omega a clear view as to how the map looks with who is on A, who is on B, and especially, again, this lurk timing from Dagging is been crucial to Solaris and how they want to play and unlock sites. And again, we're seeing that here gets that kill onto B, and the horde of Serenity Omega players go B, but of Solaris players go B, sorry. But Serenity Omega just trying to get too aggressive for themselves and not playing to deny info.
Indeed, I think Serenity Omega needs to try to do more about that information game. They've been kind of weak at it so far. Solaris has been on the stronger suit of information. It's because they are forcing Serenity Omega into these kind of information pushes. Like they're doing a lot of fakes. And once again, you can see on the other side of this map is they're just leaving a Salai on the lurk. And once again, Serenity Omegas either have decided to either forgo the lurk or just let it play out. And Houdini bringing out your knife, that's not a good idea, especially when Marvelous is hiding in that wine cellar. Now, the rest of Solaris will continue to force it down mid and straight into tree. There is Elgai waiting though, waiting on a standing garden. Will you TP out? Can you challenge the Odin with a Phantom? Oh, the paranoia though. Trying to play into this, and he plays right into a triple peak. An Odin, a Phantom, and another Vandal, I believe, or another Phantom. Once again, the lurk coming through. All the classic in hand for Iris. Trying to find the damage, down to 46 HP, and the superior weaponry is working wonders for Solaris. And once again, they have completely been read like a book. Marvel is trying his best in a 1v3, but no. Solaris will secure at least a 7-5.
Last round in the half.
I mean, damage done from Serenity Omega, but it doesn't really matter considering we're going to the last round of the half, and Solaris won the previous round anyway. But it was a good start for Serenity Omega. Marvelous pushing into wine and catching Houdini with his pants down. Really good start, but again, just not able to deal with these mid pushes and these lurks, and it's something that's really been a thorn in their sides so far this game. But in the second half, those lurks will be gone, so maybe a different side of Serenity Omega as they look to get underway. And it's a good kill from Kit and Slayer.
That is the way you want to start out the round. Marvelous Ores as well, finding Haha Senpai. Again, this lurk apart from Salai, they have just been using just the Vice Wall to get the information, but they haven't really been contesting it as they should be. And I honestly wish they have been doing that a lot more. Probably could have gotten a lot more defensive rounds out of it, since Ascent is a defense-sided map. And Crescento already finding Elgud and Iris as well, finding... Salai already as well finding Iris. So once again, back down to a fair 2v2 fight. And I mean, this has just been a problem for Serenity Omega time and time again. It's like the man advantage is there for them, and then it just goes away.
Yeah, and the free spike plant now. Hunter completely missing, but it's now 2 versus 1. No, 2 versus 2 still. So only the run it back that taken down. And now it's Slayer with all to do, and just about being able to do it is Kit. And so it's again a good start from Solaris, from Serenity Omega, sorry, in terms of, well, how do we deal with this lurk? I know, let's just kill everyone else elsewhere. And so that's how they started. 3 kills elsewhere, but then it's it was Dagging and Crescento to come back in and give Solaris that fighting chance. But Serenity Omega managed to finally get this retake in as we end with a 7-5 half. But for me, I think I'm looking for Solaris to have some like great IGLing that they were having on that attack side. The great IGLing, the great lurks from Dagging, obviously now on the defensive side, is where he's going to unleash the full potential of Cypher, you would think. And it's going to be really good, hopefully, for Solaris and Solaris fans worldwide, to see Dagging actually be able to control the sites and control where SRN can and can't go.
Indeed, and it looks like they're just gonna try to go for a mid-control push, something that Serenity Omega didn't do on their own defensive half, but the smoke
Be right
will
back.
keep them at bay for the time being. Aki as well, holding down Garden alone. Now, this is usually a double pair or a pair of people holding Garden, but looks like Aki is confident enough to try to hold it by himself, but unfortunately that confidence is misplaced as he falls, and Hala Senpai now has to go up into heaven alongside Crescento. Elga is still in the Guardian area. Houdini taken down, and now he has to fall back into mid. They still have another fight though with Salai already as well pushing down mid, and Salai will win it out. So it's gonna be a fair 4v3, a slightly fair 4v3 as some of these players are quite low, especially Slayer down only on 7 HP, and these guns can still do a lot of damage, especially down on 7 HP and no shields up. The flash will go in. Hala Senpai already finding Iris, and looks like this round could go the way of Solaris, but they are still finding the kill. Serenity Omega will continue to find ways to get back into the round, and a 4K from Slayer to take them up 6-7 into the half.
Yeah, you can hear him laugh because he knows what he's done. How dare you, Alex? Now the chat's all gonna get started. But I mean, this is just the Slayer show. It feels like Serenity Omega can't win rounds unless Slayer comes in and does everything for them. Currently 18-10, great performance so far. One thing as well, I want to question, how are you lurking on Cypher on defense Dagging? Because that's how you find that kill onto Eglept. So you just found him in mid on a lurk and just wasn't paying attention. It's actually surprising how much value he's getting from these lurks on both attack and defense. Serenity Omega, even though they run around, there has to be some focus on making it less the Slayer show, because if that's the only thing that's keeping them in this game so far, then, if Slayer goes down first, especially on the duelist, it's going to be a really difficult job for Serenity Omega as they push up market and try and play with the higher tempo.
They are trying that indeed, but it looks like the complete control from Serenity Omega, forcing Solaris to all rotate to the A. Sorry, rotate to the B side, and now they have to try to go for a 5-on-5 retake. But it looks like that Salai is telling the team, "Hey, I'm gonna go for a lurk. I'm just gonna trigger the wall here real quick." Wall isn't the trigger though, but there is Iris in Garden holding the angle. Do they expect them? Yes, they do. But unfortunately, the weaponry is not there for them. Flash going out, and will not flash anyone for the time being. Player at least spots one, I believe. I think spotted out Aki, brings out the Vandal, and it looks like they are just looking to die to the Spike here. Spike is ticking away slowly, bit by bit, and it looks like the flash brought up by Crescento. They want to go for the push, but nothing is budging. No one wants to go for a push, and the Spike will go off. That it will be up. Now we're gonna be up, tied up, all in all, 7-7. And oh my word! That's a lot of people.
I mean, I don't think it's enough to really say good eco damage for Solaris, but still, I mean, it was very interesting Serenity to take, not to take the mid space, but to go so far up. Slayer double dashing into top mid and then just leaving was not something that I really thought, but I mean, there's something that really could have been done on this round where you're trying to catch Solaris out. But you can see now Solaris are prepared for just in cases. It looks to be the split push between B and A for Serenity Omega, with the main task force being towards A.
Indeed, and look how empty the B side is. They are just leaving Salai on that site. but I think especially with Elgato and Kid, they have a lot of useful on them that could really avoid the trips or avoid the gauges as well. Teleport and Molly and all. And it looks like there's a bit of a brawl here on A main, but brawl will not go. It will not forgo find any kills at most. Elgato though. Hold on the smoke, ready to smoke off any other angle. There's more smoked off CT. Spotting out the trip from Kit, and Salai is just holding the small little corner. Now forced to go onto the side, and Haha Senpai, an unfortunate timing for Kit, finding him right off the bat. Finding yet another, finding a third! This Guardian, man, is a beautiful sight to behold. Now down to 15 HP player, needing to find some more kills of his own. Aki already finding him with an Odin and coming in with the back lines to try and regroup with Solaris, and all that's left is Iris Device needing to find a 1v4 15 HP, but there's an Odin right at his face, right at their fingertips in CT. Already spotting out Haha Senpai, and a flash as well from Crescento, finding Crescento as well, but Aki will be the one to eliminate them from this game. 8-7, Solaris will take down a bonus.
I mean, Iris did as much as they could. They're getting it to only 2 players. Solaris actually able to take a rifle out of that round, and so it's going to be interesting to see what the buy is for Solaris. But again, Serenity Omega did have a good idea with this A noise and Elgipt being towards B with Kit, but the problem is, I think when your Omen and a Phoenix is on B main and they're away from the team, I think it's a fairly good call that one of them probably has a spike at least. Look at this aggression from Serenity Omega, and it's in their favour. Slayer finding 2.
Ooh!
Now making it 2.
Agi just got a little bit overzealous there, continuing to push with the Odin, not knowing about the possible stun coming in from the Waylay. And that's something I love about Waylay in general, that her kit is so versatile to the point where you can just leave her on another side and just let her do her thing, especially with that, forgot the name of the ability, but it is like a stun, sort of, in a way, kind of slows down the enemy. But yeah, that is a very crucial. Yeah, there we go, Saturate, thank you. And it really helps out like a Waylay players take a lot of fights and makes the enemies a little bit vulnerable as well. Slide though, taking on Elgite, now repositioning up to heaven, though Iris has that aerial watch, and looks like this will be a save, so we're once again back up tied up 8-8. And I think this is what we were expecting from these two teams, right? I mean, it's a very close tie game, you know?
Yeah, I think considering how the last match between Hammerface and Descendants went, I think maybe there was questions about whether Solaris would be able to do similar, but they're really giving Serenity Omega things to think about. But that round was just all decided in B main with the trades, and Slayer is on it and good for them both. And 22 and 13, it's someone that you have to try and isolate away from the team, and then fight the team and leave Slayer in a 1v5 preferably, because of how good they are playing. You know, and you look at next player on the Serenity Omega leaderboard, 11 and 11 with Marvelous, and so needs to pick up the rest of their game, Serenity Omega. But for Solaris, it is just going to be about taking down Slayer, but you can see the Waylay ult coming in, and Serenity Omega already have this B site.
They already have the control of the B side, though. Haha Senpai takes down Iris, so that's your Sentinel out. No more flank watch, so if they do decide to go for the flank, they will go for it. Elguy finding Salai right off the bat, taking out his head. Clean off. Kid with a beautiful flash connects onto Houdini, but Aki is there for the backup. 3v4, continuing the man advantage for Solaris, but the paranoia continues forward as well. Elguy finding Crescento in the market area, but Haha Senpai there with a trade. Straight back in. Marvelous in the main. Won't find one. Finds 2. Clean headshots onto Houdini and Aki, and finding the last onto Haha Senpai. For the first time in a long while, Serenity Omega will find the lead once more.
Very well played from Serenity Omega. Their Slayer didn't have too much of an impact that round, but didn't really need to. But just getting onto site, getting that market door closed. There was a few moments where Serenity Omega could have taken that a lot cleaner and a lot easier, but it doesn't really matter as long as you win the round and take the lead for, I believe, the first time in this game. And
Make
for
me
Solaris,
proud.
I think there might be a bit of mental damage there, considering you were 5-1 up in 6 rounds, and now 9-8, you've just lost the lead on the defense, and now that dream of beating SRN, that second seeded team, is falling slow, especially with this Vise ult coming through, Steel Guard, and it's just going to give Serenity Omega the say side.
Now they have to go for a 5-on-5 retake, and so far these 5-on-5 retakes haven't really worked out. It's either a person overextends or a person overheats a bit, trying to go for more kills than they have bargained for. And Elguy already TPing already to the back, but Salai doing his damnedest, finding these kills, but they are not aware of where Elguy has gone. The time taken away, but that Hunter's Fury will come through. They get the half. Iris and Elguy finding their kills, finding their value. And the Hunter's Fury is still continuing to push forward. But the spike makes the fuse stick and smoke. But the spam will come through. But Solaris manages to defuse it right under the nose of Omega.
Serenity Omega do everything right that round. That TP from Elguy is brilliant. They get onto site for free with that Steel Garden. And that swing out from Elguy and Iris, really good to distract from the flank. But somehow, some way, Salai, who has been the MVP for Solaris, 21-11, manages to get this spike stuck, and somehow Solaris come out of that round with a win. And now, will they be able to turn their fortunes more around? I mean, you can see there with Aki having to play the Ares instead, so the economy of Solaris still not in a good position.
Still very much a close game between these two teams. Elguy already take down Haha Senpai. Crescento, Harris in hand, continuing to push, continuing to hold. Sorry, not continuing to push. Continuing to hold this market area, and the rest of Serenity Omega will just try to go for a bit of an exploration, a bit of a expedition, if you will, around the map. We have Houdini and Kanaki holding Garden, and Serenity Omega. Oh no, the misplay with the Paranoia. I heard a lot of shots. Baited out the Paranoia. That's a good start for the side of Serenity Omega. And straight into the A side with the run it back, leading the charge. And immediately they have the site for free. Although, the rotate's already
30
coming in, and
seconds
we already
left.
have Iris in.
Spike
King.
planted.
Yeah, Iris embedding himself in mid is really good. It's going to be interesting to see if Solaris have the read on this potential lurk, but you can see already Iris is just leaving. You're going to play with Elguy instead, but the positions from Serenity Omega are so good already. That's a very nice swing though from Solaris, and now this is becoming quite scary in a 3 versus 3 for Serenity Omega.
There's Kit down in the bottom in Generator. Elguy though finding Aki. So that's another Iris down. Houdini though finding Kit back. And Spike will try to go for the defuse, but Elguy is there ready for the fight. And now just lurking around the smoke. The Guardian Crescento will find him, but the Spike is just gone out of time. Yes, the final kill will go the way of Crescendo, but Solaris will be losing the round in the...
Yeah, no, very well played from Serenity Omega, and even though Solaris had a bite of the apple to try and get back in on this weaker buy, still somehow Serenity Omega managed to make it through the round, and there will be a timeout called by Solaris now, so it's going to be interesting to see what is discussed there, because honestly I don't think there is a lot of misplays or mistakes being made from Solaris, but I think one of the main things that's going to be discussed is this A hold and how they can try and fight more towards A, because they've played with this retake so much and it's never really worked out for Solaris, bar 1 or 2 rounds where Salai sticks the spike or makes a hero play. So I think that is where Solaris need to go in terms of what happens next, because time is starting to run out, but you're still very close to Serenity Omega. So it's not lost yet, but it could very easily turn to being a lost game if they don't focus and don't win this next round.
Indeed, and Solaris just now needing to find their footing again in this game. I mean, I think they just allowed Serenity Omega to really find their footing on this attack half, and it just started to. It started just go in the wrong way for Solaris, but SRN Omega themselves are still making a lot of classic mistakes with this kind of Waylay Phoenix focused comp. They are not really running earlier in this half. They weren't really running too many defaults. And why would you? I mean, you have an aggressive comp. You want to just aggress, right? And bit of a misclick from Senpai, I would assume. And it looks like they're going to take complete mid control now, heading into Market. Market is now theirs. Salai, though, still on the side. Now, Slayer pushing for spots out Salai. And the Molly will keep him at bay, only with a classic in hand. Sends out a cam, spots him out where he is. Can the right click find its target? No, it cannot. Salai or dead on the floor. And now, look at Iris. Look at the lurk. This was the idea of Solaris in the first half, to just leave the Sentinel to lurk, and now this time around, SRN Omega has stolen this idea and just allowed Iris to lurk slowly but surely. The back lines is gonna be kill after kill, and the final lineup. Iris takes a 4K in the back of lines. A beautiful play from Serenity Omega.
Very well done from Iris on this flank and this lurk timing. And Solaris just grouped up. I mean, it's pistols. There's nothing much you can really do. Maybe I overstated a bit with that. They must win this round, considering they were just on this eco buy. But now this is the round where you have to win, because you lose this, you go into the map point against a team that is seeded higher than you and has shown moments as to why they are seeded higher than you. You're coming into that type of round without a buy. And so this is crucial, as Solaris are actually going to try and press the go button very early with this Hunter's Fury, and Aki finds two.
A great value from Aki using that Hunter's Fury, taking down two of the key players. Sorry, the key player and another key player of Serenity Omega. It looks like now they're just confused. It looks like Serenity Omega looks lost on where they would want to go. They tried to go for a side push, and they didn't leave a lurk mid this time around, and that's a really, really bad thing. I think what's been working for Serenity Omega, and something you really shouldn't stop, is those lurks coming up from Iris. But they have decided for this round to forego it and see what happens. They just completely get shut down in the mains when they try to go for a bit of a 5-man push. Now they want to regroup towards Cubby.
You saw Houdini there using the From the Shadows just to try and get the info on where Serenity Omega might be, and finding, I think it's all three of them in A main as they look to go towards mid, try and put some pressure on them. They know that the hold has not been on site for Solaris, but it's Crescento to give Serenity Omega a fitting end to this round. Odin's just going to be spammed. Iris out, finds one, but the time, there's none of it remaining. No spike and no hope, as Houdini is the one to find a kill. And so Solaris in a must-win round does get their 10th.
Solaris finally finding that one round now. It only takes us one to match up Serenity Omega and take us into yet another tight scoreline.
Yeah, and I think that's the main thing with Solaris, is that even if you lose this, you have to make it a tight scoreline, so the rest of the teams in your group that are seeded higher than you have to try and worry more about you. But that early Hunter's Fury from Aki was really good and took down the Initiator and the Entry Duelist, so there was basically no way that Serenity Omega could come into sight. But now Steel Guard used, and Solaris just have to run away and concede the site.
Concede, yeah. Just let Omega take the site. I mean, they do have one. I believe Kid just doesn't have a gun, so that's an advantage for them already. Gun advantage, actually. But I think he had the shields. So, the Cubby push, taking out the knife. Oh, it's a bit away with the classic, and Kid is already taken down. Senpai, a beautiful bounce back from the initial knife mistake. Paranoia is sent and is gonna hit all the players down below. The flash as well from the side of Kid will hit these aggressive plays from Solaris. The retake is going beautifully, going swimmingly, and the spike being defused, but Iris is there to take down Senpai, and the classic in hand, the spike being defused! But El Guide from the shadows with a classic in hand takes down 4.
Match point.
And Serenity Alpha is on match point.
That's a round that Serenity Omega should never be winning. Solaris had that on lock, 4 versus 2, and with the Cypher roll as well, they knew where both Elgite and Iris out were, and yet somehow Elgite finds one, Iris kills the one on Spike, and then both players from Solaris just turn and ignore Elgite, who had run out from hell. So it's a really big misplay from Solaris, and it could cost them this map that they have looked very good in so far. And
Here.
yeah, that misplay
Don't
might be
miss
the
me
one
too
to
much.
make them 0-1 in this tournament.
At most, they did make it a close match, so by round differential, they should be safe. And Kid already taking out Houdini. The shadows of Serenity Cup Showdown Season 2 already in the back of Serenity Omega's minds, as they do not care if Solaris was in the grand finals. They do not care if they were second place. They will take them down and get their revenge. The first kill, though, still only one. Onto Houdini. Nothing is decided just yet. But they have completely left the B side open, and Elgate is just happy to do from the shadows over to that side, but they don't have Spike. They only have control of sight, though. And Dogging Salai already taking down Kit. Kit's run it back, but Kit is still firmly alive. Iris, though, still has control of Market. Yeah, wait, what? Oh my
30
goodness!
seconds left.
They played them like a fiddle! They've absolutely played them like a book!
Spike planted.
Serenity Omega, you are insane for doing a fake like this! And the Spike already punted on A, and the rest of Serenity Omega, oh my goodness, me number. They literally pulled the greatest fake of all time in Vexel's history, I think. And they have absolutely taken havoc onto Solaris. But wait, Solaris might be coming back into this. Kid not looking at the right angle. It's all left up to Iris and Slayer. Slayer taking out Haha Senpai, but the Spike is well and truly open. The wrap coming in, and it is Iris to end it all. The revenge story continues as Serenity Omega takes down Solaris 13-10.
That is a beautiful play. I don't know if it's something they've cooked up beforehand or if this was just off the cuff, but amazing to see that type of play. Just completely ignored anything from Solaris, completely gambled on Marvelous being able to get onto the site for free. And it was a gamble that really paid off, and it allows Serenity Omega to even get into positions that Solaris won't expect because of that time that they need to rotate around. And so it was so well played from Serenity Omega, even though the trades were going off in the direction. But one thing I've noticed with Solaris is that in these post plants on the defensive side, they really struggled to take it back and get these spike diffusers down. We saw, even in those last 2 or 3 rounds, we saw how bad they can be. And it's something that they really need to work on, because if they're letting them slip against teams like Serenity Omega and letting them slip in the way they have, then all of a sudden they're doing it against every other team in their group. And so they really need to focus on that.
Definitely. And we're about to see the stat line, but before we do go over there real quick, I just want to point out how Slayer has been kind of finding these kills, like absolutely insane, going 23 kills on the board. Slayer just absolutely wrecking havoc on Solaris today.
Yeah, Solaris was a slave to Slayer. I mean, even though Serenity Omega were struggling in those first 6 rounds, it was Slayer that really went in and completely turned it on the head. But that is, as much as Slayer played well, and it's something that Serenity Omega can embrace, I think that for a lot of that game, a lot of other players were struggling. I mean, you see Kit 11 and 18, Marvelous only going 15 and 15, as is Iris out. And so it's something that needs to be improved off just the overall team performance rather than just relying on Slayer. But I suppose that can also be said for a team like Solaris, Houdini not having the best of games 7 and 18, but you look at Salai, who is 23 and 14 and had monumental lurks on this Cypher on Solaris's attack. So it's interesting to see how both these teams have played, and I think they've given a lot of info for other teams to study, but then I think they'll also look to try and study the other teams in their group.
Definitely. And I think Serenity Omega pulling off this kind of fake, I think that's going to be a lot of things. That's going to be a massive thing that a lot of teams is going to be studying and ensuring that it's not going to happen again to them, especially after what they saw against Solaris. But honestly, Solaris just kind of got a bit, I feel like they got a little bit switched up, I guess, by that one fake there. But that fake at the end, the final fake, was just absolutely insane to play, honestly, in this kind of first day.
Yeah, no, very good in terms of these IGLs and these ideas that come through, and you can see here how close these two teams were, especially in verse kills. Not really aggressive teams, but very stable teams that were able to get these picks in. But there, look at Solaris in these post spawns, 8 and 19 compared to Serenity Omega's 11 and 19. And it's not the biggest difference in terms of numbers, but when you're in the game and you're losing rounds to silly post plants like that, like in some of the previous rounds we saw from Solaris, it really makes this difference, because I genuinely believe Solaris could have won this by a fair margin today, but these post plants really let them down.
Yeah, and I think Solaris just really lost their footing towards the end of the game, and just they tried their damnedest, but at the end of the day, Serenity Omega just managed to finally weed out their kind of, I guess, weak spots in their defensive holds, and that's something that I guess they could try to work on with the Cypher. And like I said before, and actually no, this is something we both mentioned earlier, we would have preferred a KJ, right? And I think in this kind of composition that Solaris played, I think a KJ was much preferred.
Yeah, but I think with the way that Solaris wants to play, I think I understand why the Cypher was played instead of the KJ, because if Salai was on Killjoy instead of Cypher, a lot of those lurks and a lot of the momentum that Salai gave Solaris would not have happened, simply because the Killjoy util wouldn't have been up. And so I think I disagree with that in terms of the Killjoy instead of the Cypher for how Solaris want to play. But I do think how you want to play with Cypher on a map like Ascent is really limited, and so it's forced down to lurking, and especially as well considering how much of a gold mine it is for Sovas to be on Haven, it is difficult to really find a lot of value with the Cypher trips as well, and of course the Cypher cam. So it's going to be really interesting to see if Solaris do go to Ascent again, whether that changes or whether they do try and play the same way they have today, because in no way am I saying that the way they played today was bad. No, Salai really gave an incredible showing as to how to play a Sentinel on this map, but I feel like in terms of team play, there could be more done on this KJ than there is the Cypher.
I definitely agree. And unfortunately, folks, that's it for today. That's our two matches for today. We have seen Palmerface versus Descent and Serenity Omega versus Vexilus. Solaris again. Oh my god. Anyways, that will be it. That'll be it from us here at Vexilus Space Cup Refracted. My name is Alex. I've been your play-by-play caster here with my co-caster Number. Do you have anything else to say before we head off?
I mean, it's been a great day of Valorant so far, and I cannot wait to get into the pure meat and bones of this tournament as we go on our way to the grand finals, as I think there's a lot of teams there that could make it, and we've seen today 4 that could easily make it still, even with some of the mistakes that some of the teams have made.
Agreed. Well, that's it from all of us here, folks. Shout out to our lead producer, Eclipse. Thank you so much for putting up with a lot of things. And I know that behind the scenes you were struggling a lot, but especially when it comes to UI. And thank you so much for always being there, being able to fix this as well. Thank you for all the viewers watching out there as well. And of course, we can't forget to thank our 2 admins, our 2 lead directors of this of this league. Reina and Scott, thank you so much for making this league possible, especially with this season 2. Anyways, that's it out of the way. Thank you all so much, and you all have a good night now. Bye, everyone.